Everybody, I'm Shelby from Shelby Work Studio, and today we're just going to do a cozy little tutorial on this super fun rainy day of how to print your own t-shirt at home. Grab some coffee or tea and let's get started. So since living in Southern California my whole life, rainy days are pretty hard to come by and are always magical when they do. So I think today I will reflect that in my design, and I'm thinking something along the Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe with a caterpillar, because caterpillars are magnificent and I love them. Also, I'm pretty sure you're going to hear a fun fact from me in every video from here on out. So today's fun fact is that when I was a kid, I had a very imaginative brain, which makes sense because I still do. So when I was a kid, I would find coffee beans on the floor or sometimes in Trader Joe's, and I would call them caterpillars, which doesn't make sense at all, but I guess that's what kids are known for doing at that age. Anyways, let's get to coloring and see what I can come up with. Also, if you're curious to know how I got my doodle to the computer and started to digitize it, then you can check out my previous video where I actually explained how to do this step by step. So initially, my plan for this design was to do a Valentine's Day kind of color palette, but then you will see that I strayed away from my idea once again and went for a very rainbow color palette, but I did end up changing that actually when I printed my design out because I just found that they looked better. Here you're just going to see me switching back and forth between my live paint bucket tool and my eyedropper tool to play around with the color some more, and yeah, I will let you watch my process while I go get some water because hydration is key. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, I think this design is pretty much finished and it's looking pretty cool so far. I'm just not sure if I want to keep the caterpillar symmetrical or try flipping them entirely. If you have stuck around this long, thank you, and we will finally get to printing our very own graphic t-shirts. For this, you're going to need transfer paper, which can be found at any local craft store, usually like Michael's or Target. Then you will need access to a printer, an iron, and then a t-shirt. And then we are going to stick the glossy side face up in the printer, and that usually will have a watermark, or in this case, lines on the top. Before you actually print your design, make sure that if you have any text or imagery that needs to be read a certain way, make sure that in Illustrator or wherever you have it, you flip it, because once it's printed and it's on the t-shirt, it will be reversed. Once you're satisfied with your print, we are going to carefully cut out our design from the paper and just start with a basic shape around all of your details. But if you do want to make it a little more clean, you can go straight up to the edge, and that will help take away some of the transparent background that'll be left behind when you eventually print it. Now let's pick out a shirt that we want to use and prep our surface. Make sure there aren't any wrinkles, no dog hair or cat hair flying around, because that will get baked in to the design, and it happened to me twice. It's pretty inevitable in my house. I like to iron my print for about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes maximum, just to make sure that the print is fully synced in to the shirt. And then just make sure that you don't have any water inside of your iron, because steaming it could potentially mess up the process. You may notice that when you peel off your sticker that the design will have a natural sheen to it, but that is just because of the nature of the material of transfer paper. So it's not the most expensive looking shirt that you can make, but it is a very inexpensive way to get started making shirts, whether it's for a business or if you simply just want to make a graphic t-shirt for yourself. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today, and I encourage you to try and make your own graphic tees. It's definitely a fun little activity to do on a rainy day or whenever. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.